This is an RNIB talking book.
New Grub Street by George Gissing.
Introduction. In my books, I have pictured ideal things. I have to live in the plain, bald reality. Successful grocers and such people are able to win good and beautiful women, not the men who make the world understand what goodness and beauty mean. So once for all, I say that I abandon all hope of the best life has to offer. George Gissing, Letter to Ellen Gissing, 7th of October, 1890. New Grub Street was first published a little over a century ago, well within the lifetime of my own grandfather. But the world it conjures up seems as antiquated and remote as anything out of Thackeray, a dreadful compound of embittered hacks starving by the glimmer of the oil lamp, battered literary veterans realizing that they can no longer keep up with younger rivals, gentlewomen brutalized by the ghastly struggle of keeping up appearance. There is an awful moment, quite early on in the book, when Reardon, the unsuccessful novelist, makes a wry remark about the proximity of his top-story flat to Marylebone Workhouse, and is sharply pulled up by his wife. Amy thinks the joke is in bad taste, and with good reason, for throughout the novel the workhouse looms as a deadly symbol of the probable destiny of its characters. And yet, if Gissing's novel is the kind of book that, as Orwell remarked, makes you thank God that you live in a world of penicillin and decent housing, in other respects, mostly in its tart reflections on the literary life, it can seem remarkably up-to-date. One of Gissing's strongest characteristics is his ability to produce stories of bygone life which, close inspection reveals, bear an uncomfortably close relationship to some of our own arrangements. Despite a number of stagey Victorian appurtenances to do with wills, legacies, and the workings of the Married Women's Property Act, New Grub Street's plot is comparatively straightforward. Edwin Reardon, a weak-spirited, ineffectual writer, the kind of man who, in ideal conditions, would write a tolerable book every 2 or 3 years, has a freak success with a novel. On the strength of this, he marries a clever but socially ambitious girl. Amy predictably thinks she has hitched herself to a distinguished man, only to find that he is unable to produce the book a year that will allow them to live in genteel poverty. Having ground out a pot-boiling failure, and then written a would-be sensational work which no publisher will buy, Reardon's muse deserts him altogether, and Amy...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?